Hello, writers. Come write with me. My name is Michaela Greenwood. I create worlds for mind adventures. Welcome to my channel, Write with Michaela. I'm very glad to have you join me on my channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so that you can go on this journey with me. Today we're going to discuss a few terms or ideas or concepts. Our first term is unobtrusive. Before we dive into this term, don't forget about prefixes and suffixes. Unobtrusive, as an adjective, describes someone or something that is inconspicuous, blending into surroundings without attracting attention or causing annoyance. It refers to things that are not blatant, aggressive, or easily noticed, such as a quiet water, a small security camera, or minimalist design. Some synonyms are inconspicuous, discreet, low-key, subdued, unassuming, restrained. Okay, for those of you joining me in the book club discussion of 1984, you know that Winston wears the party uniform, and the children of party members wear the spy uniform, and the spies have a different uniform. So when Winston goes to the proles section of town, or the poor section of town, he is definitely not unobtrusive. He stands out. However, in Short Circuit, excuse me, there's a scene where the robot attaches branches and bushes to himself so that the people chasing and trying to catch him do not see him. So the robot, later named Johnny 5, was trying to be unobtrusive. In our writings, anytime we don't want a character in a scene to stand out to other characters, we need them to try to be unobtrusive. Characters can hide in the shadows. They can dress a certain way. In my science fiction story named Operatives, the leader that organizes the group gives the operatives a schedule of places to be. And their instructions are to dress or to blend in and not to dress as operatives. And they are to find the rest of their teammates. Now, in this story, aliens can be very unobtrusive by wearing the faith of humans. Many animals, this is real life now, many animals are unobtrusive in their natural habitats as they blend in. Now, a movie in Big Mama's house, Martin Lawrence wanted to go undercover unobtrusively, so he has a costume prepared. However, as he took on the character Big Mama, she wasn't an unobtrusive character. So he had to pretend to be Big Mama and still keep his identity concealed. In our stories, we may have people sneaking around. In Harry Potter, they had the cloak of invisibility to go around the school unobtrusively. They also had the Marauders map, so they could see others sneaking around. In the story with the setting that we are writing on together, my version has glimmers to conceal identity and thus making a character unobtrusive. Leave a comment on a character in a show, book, or movie that is unobtrusive in a scene. Leave a comment on if you can be unobtrusive, say when preparing a surprise party for someone, or if you call someone else to, hey, come pick up mom and take her to the mall. You call someone else to distract the person for you. Now, our next term is hapless. Hapless as an adjective describes someone who is profoundly unlucky, unfortunate, and often deserving of pity. It specifically implies a persistent lack of good fortune rather than just a single bad event. And we commonly use it to describe victims or people in hopeless situations. Some synonyms are unlucky, unfortunate, luckless, ill-fated, wretched, cursed, or star-crossed. This word is derived from Middle English hapless. I'm not sure how to say the Middle English word, but it combines hap, which means luck or fortune, and less, which means lacking. So literally, it means without luck or lacking luck. With lucky in mind, there are some sayings like it's better to be lucky than to be good, or it's better to good as in talented. Better to be lucky than smart. So with hapless, we need to keep in mind that it is unlucky. Now, there is a movie named Pure Luck. It is a comedy. Basically, a rich businessman's daughter took a trip to Mexico and disappeared. And he's had people looking for her, and they can't find her. And so the businessman has Eugene as an accountant. And Eugene is a disaster-prone, accident-plagued accountant. Basically, he is hapless as they come. So the father wants the detective to bring Eugene to help locate his equally hapless daughter. The father theorizes that the experts can find the trail because they are looking. The expert theorizes that the experts can use Eugene to find the trail because they're looking where the daughter's hapless behavior would bring her. It is a funny movie, and if you want to see how to address hapless in your stories, this would be a good movie to see. Now let's go even further back in time and talk about Wile E. Coyote from Bugs Bunny, the cartoon from a long time ago. Anyway, Wile E. Coyote always sets up traps for Roadrunner, but he is hapless. He'd set things up for a boulder to crash down on Roadrunner. He releases the trap. He puts the food there, right there in the circle where the boulder's supposed to fall. Roadrunner stops and he eats the food, and Wile E. Coyote releases the trap, and then he rushes down to hopefully find Roadrunner smashed or dead. But Roadrunner was long gone, and the boulder would fall on him instead. Wile E. Coyote was very hapless and unlucky in these cartoons. He never, ever, ever got Roadrunner. Some other characters that Google lists are Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, Sheldon J. Plankton from SpongeBob SquarePants, Dr. Blowhole and the Penguins of Madagascar. So maybe you've seen those movies or cartoons. Now, how can we add this to our stories? Certainly, we can create comedies with a hapless antagonist or protagonist, as in Pure Luck. Let's think about this. Events don't always go according to plan. Sometimes you need a little luck. And sometimes luck runs out. In Indiana Jones, he tells Short Round, "Stop. Stand against the wall. Don't touch anything." And Short Round obeys, but is hapless as he leans against the wall. He leans against the trigger for another trap. "I do what you say," I say nothing. I touch nothing. I stand against the wall. As writers, we could put in hapless events or lucky ones. We decide how much luck our characters have and when that runs out. This is the fun. These are our decisions. You can bring the protagonist close to winning, and then something hapless happens, and they have to regroup. Leave a comment on a character that is hapless in a show, book, or movie. Now, leave a comment on if you've experienced a hapless event in your life and tell what it was. For me, a major hapless experience happened as I was driving home from work. I worked at HCAD, or Harris County Appraisal District at the time. So I drove all over the county. And I was in an area I didn't know. I didn't know this area well. But I thought I could find, I would be fine once I got on the highway. Well, I got on the highway. And only a mile or so later, there was construction forcing me off the highway. And that wasn't the hapless part. This was before your phone had GPS maps. The GPS I had in my car was out of battery. So I didn't use it that often. So no battery. What to do? Well, usually you just drive along the highway past construction, right? And then get back on. No! I couldn't get on. And then 610 intersects with I-10, but the service road did something weird. Now, I'm here, so obviously I made it, and eventually I made it home. But it was very unlucky, and a couple hours later, to get home. Our next term is sacrosanct. Sacrosanct as an adjective. Why is that red underlined? Sacrosanct as an adjective describes something regarded as extremely sacred, inviolable, or too important or respected to be interfered with, criticized, or changed. It implies immunity from violation, often applied to traditions, rites, or religious items. Some synonyms are holy, sacred, inviolable, revered, untouchable, set apart, sanctified, and hallowed. Let's first go back to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The village stone, the Sankara stone, was sacrosanct to the villagers. Now, as writers, we know that action happened in the movie before Indy, and he was doing some deal, and he was in a plane, and the plane, whatever, and he was in the action. The movie had started before he met the villagers. But what moved the plot along? The missing stone. He was in with the villagers. They told him about the stone, so now he has to go and do this. In our stories, we can create stones or relics that have sacrosanct values to the characters in our stories. We can create rituals that have sacrosanct value. We can create initiation ceremonies to create sacrosanct values. In the Audible book series I listened to by Rebecca Yarros in her Empyrean series, there is a sacrosanct activity for candidates to do to become cadets. This activity is crossing the parapet. Later, the cadets must conquer the gauntlet to go to threshing, where they will meet the dragons to see if a dragon chooses them. In this series, these activities are sacrosanct and too important to change, even though many cadets or candidates die trying to do them. Now, as writers, we should not limit this to just religion. The definition says it is often applied to traditions, rites, or religious items. As writers, we can create traditions for our characters. We can create rites, and we can create religions. We create anything and everything in our stories. We can use what's out there already, like Greek gods or Roman gods or Hindu gods or the Christian God. We can borrow any of those and change them to suit our purposes. And then we can create traditions, rites, and rituals. Instead of worshiping on Sunday, pick a different day. Instead of making a certain sacrifice, making a certain sacrifice the official one for whatever religion, change it to something else. Tradition is created in real life. Religions often depend on upbringing. Rites are created. Since this is part of real life, we can pull it into our stories. We can change it. We can mold it to our setting and our character. This is our job. This is our fun. Other things can be sacrosanct to us, like freedom of speech or to process. Those examples are how society works together or in cooperation and within the law. Some people believe life itself is sacrosanct. Now that you put sacrosanct things in your story, what do you do with them? Well, what would an antagonist do if he or she knew your protagonist went to a certain place at a certain time to offer prayers or a sacrifice? They would attack and kill them. Then, that's when they would attack, which moves the atrocious act up to a heinous one. Now, we discussed both of those terms, those vocabulary words. Atrocious was Season 5, Episode 9, and heinous was Season 5, Episode 27. If you need to review, go back and check those out. Of course, an antagonist could disrupt a sacrosanct tradition or rite, as well as religious activities of the protagonist. And striking or disrupting sacrosanct things will bring more emotion for your readers and help them to emotionally connect with them. That's not saying that your readers have the same traditions, rites, religions as your characters, but if they do sacrosanct things in their lives, they will sympathize with the protagonist more. Now, leave a comment on whether you have a sacrosanct activity in your life, and it could be something simple, like spending Thanksgiving with your family. Leave a comment on a show, book, or movie that, other than Indiana Jones, where something was sacrosanct. Okay, writers, we don't have a writing prompt today, so go write on your chapters. Make sure to meet your writing goal. Leave a comment on what your daily goal is or your daily average goal is and how well you've kept it so far this year. Now, I'm writing this on May 8th, 2026, and so far this year, my average is around 1,100 words per day. I am meeting my goal with a little room to spare. If you're not meeting your goal, don't give up. Just renew your commitment, set up your writing time, and your writing space. Join me Wednesday for a book club discussion on 1984. Join me Friday for elementals. Join me Tuesday for some jargon and a story with a setting. Don't forget to visit my website by Michaela.com, read some character bios, and send your writings and chapters to writewithmichaela@gmail.com. If you hit the like and subscribe and the bell, then you will be able to continue to write with me, and other people will have a higher chance of finding this video in this channel, since your likes will push video out to a greater audience. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your participation. If you know someone who would like this video, please share it with them. This is Michaela with Write with Michaela. Bye for now.